Welcome to day 88. Today, we're going to talk about multimodal AI.
Yeah, we've all been there, right? And that frustration, it really gets at a core limitation of older AI. They could read, sure, but they couldn't see. They couldn't hear. They were basically working with just one sense.
So let's dig into how that's all changing. We're going to see how AI is learning to combine information from multiple senses to get a much richer understanding of the world around it.
So, what's the core idea here? Well, the easiest way to picture it is that we're basically giving AI more senses. Instead of just crunching text, it's now learning to handle all sorts of different inputs at the very same time.
Okay, so let's look at the difference. On one side, you have the classic, what we call unimodal approach. Super simple. Text goes in, text comes out. Think of those early chatbots. But on the other side, well, that's the leap to multimodal. It can take in an image, some audio, text, even a chunk of code, all at once, and then generate something totally new, maybe a different image or a better block of code. The key here is flexible inputs and flexible outputs. Now, this whole concept really boils down to one key word, modality. And a modality is just a fancy way of saying a type of data. So text is one modality, images are another, audio is a third, and so on. A unimodal AI, well, it works with just one of these at a time. But a multimodal AI can handle several all at once.
So what does this actually look like? Well, you could show the AI a photo of some cookies you just baked, and it could spit out a step-by-step recipe. Or imagine you combine a picture of a bird and a recording of its song. You'd get a way more accurate species identification, right? It's all about using different pieces of evidence from different senses, really, to get to a smarter answer.
Okay, so that's the what. Now let's touch on the how at a high level. See, the real trick isn't just getting the AI to accept different kinds of data. The real engineering challenge is fusing them all together into one single coherent understanding.
So, how does this fusion actually work? You can think of it as a four-step process. First up is representation. The AI has to take each of those inputs, the pixels in an image, the waveform of an audio clip, the letters in a sentence, and translate them all into a shared mathematical language, basically turning everything into numbers it can work with. Next comes alignment. This is the really clever part. It's about finding the connections. The model learns that the word bird in the text actually points to the specific group of pixels that make up the bird in the image. Once everything is aligned, the model can start reasoning. It combines all this connected knowledge to draw new conclusions. And finally, you get generation. This is where it uses that fused understanding to create something new. A caption for the image, a piece of code, whatever the task is.
And look, this isn't just some abstract idea from a research paper. Multimodal AI is already out there, running in systems you probably interact with, especially in places where relying on just one stream of data would be, well, pretty risky.
Think about an autonomous vehicle, for instance. It can't just rely on its cameras. That would be a disaster. It has to fuse that visual data with information from LiDAR, radar, all kinds of sensors, all in real time just to make a safe decision. Or take medicine. It's about looking at an X-ray and reading the patient's text records at the same time to spot something a busy doctor might have missed. In all these cases, using multiple modalities just gives you a much more robust and complete picture of what's going on.
And for us, as developers, the impact is really direct. I mean, think about it. When an AI can understand your text description of a problem, a snippet of your code, and a screenshot of the UI bug all at the same time, it becomes a way more powerful coding partner. It frees you up from all that tedious back and forth and lets you focus on, actually solving the hard problems.
Okay, let's wrap this up with the main takeaway.
So, if there's one thing to remember from all this, it's this. Multimodal AI is the evolution away from single-purpose data processors. It's really about building systems that can see, hear, and read all at once so they can get a much more complete and accurate understanding of whatever problem you throw at them.
So I'll leave you with a question to think about. What new kinds of problems could you solve if the tools you use every day could not only listen to what you say, but could also see the work you're doing on screen?